Afternoon, Tony Dattino, doing my live with Tony. I'm doing it early today as I have several late afternoon and early evening meetings today, and I wanted to finish up the series I started last week on For Your Health. For Your Health, which is a April 17th insert in the Orlando Sentinel, which I just thought was absolutely fabulous. It talked about the importance of exercise, sleep, and now memory. So this is the third part, and there are several other articles in it that I will cover over the next several weeks, but it's just loaded with good information that I think it's important for people to understand and begin to realize. And so today's session is all about keeping your memory sharp. And that is the whole goal and purpose of the work we do with the USA Memory Championship and the online course we have on maximum memory mastery. And here comes this article talking about keeping your brain sharp. Physical fitness. Now, keeping your memory and brain sharp. Physical fitness seems to slow the normal age-related shrinkage of the brain. So you think about that, right? Why is physical fitness? Active older adults have greater brain volumes than those who are less fit. Back to my question, why would physical exercise have an impact on your brain? And here they're suggesting that an active older adult has more brain volume than those who are less fit. So let's think about that for a minute. What are one of the things that we talk about in the brain fitness? We talk about keys to brain fitness, and the 6 keys to brain fitness. One is exercise. And what we discuss is the importance of oxygen coming into our bodies, not just for the arteries that we have in terms of maintaining good heart health, but oxygen coming into our bodies that feed the brain. So what they're saying in this science report that they're covering is that age-related studies have shown that active adults have greater brain volumes than those that are less fit. Now there's hope for everybody here because this was really a positive, optimistic article. But what they're saying is that these levels of maintaining higher levels of mental functioning are significant, and exercise boosts the size of the hippocampus. Now, the hippocampus is what we use for our memory championship logo. It's the size of, it looks like a seahorse. So the hippocampus is where we house our memory and where our working memories are stored. And so what this is suggesting is that by being physically active, you have a boost in the size of your hippocampus, which is the structure that's important for our memories. And it shrinks with age. As we get older, it's going to shrink, but the exercise seems to help it. Now this goes on, it says, hey, there's some more going on. It's encouraging that the formation of new blood vessels in the brain, which helps to deliver the oxygen and vital nutrients, all right? So our blood vessels are important. I'm sure many of you at some point in your life will go for a blood test, and you'll do scans and different things in looking at the arteries of your blood. Those arteries are blood vessels which help to deliver oxygen and nutrients to your brain. So is it not important then to maintain a good flow of oxygen and blood flow through your arteries? There is some evidence that exercise leads, now this is another one, there is some evidence. Now again, this is one of those, I think we're going to see it update and change as time goes on and make it even stronger. But there is some evidence that exercise leads to the formation of new connections of brain cells, possibly because it increases the level of neurotropins that nourish brain cells and help protect them against the damage from stroke and other injuries. So we have a dear friend of ours who has just had her second stroke, and she has not been physically fit. She's not been physically active. Are we going to say, well, gee, that's what's caused her to have a second stroke? Is that what's caused her not to have the proper flow of oxygen? Of course not. there is so much activity in science and on our heart and our strokes that is still being done. But here's one that's now suggesting, my goodness, if you maintain an active lifestyle, there's some help in delivering the right levels of oxygen to your brain, which we know is important. And that may help, and some early evidence may say, hey, this nourishes the brain and helps protect it from damage. So my take on it, the brain is like a muscle. So let's just keep exercising that muscle and giving some more oxygen to it, bringing the right nutritions to it, getting the right amounts of sleep. So there are things that we are now finding out of things that we can control that make a big difference. Exercise promotes brain health by helping other parts of the body. For example, it maintains a robust cardiovascular system, which ensures that you're getting an oxygen-rich supply to the brain. Okay, so we've covered that already. It's also good for your lungs, and it provides higher levels of oxygen, so it means it increases the oxygen. Can't hurt now, right? You're getting more oxygen. And finally, exercises that reduces your risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, and the diseases that may lead to memory loss. Now here's the optimistic part here. According to a study, a 6-month aerobic exercise program for people in their 60s and 70s improved their cardiovascular fitness and their performance on a range of cognitive tests, which included their memories. If you are already a regular exerciser, fantastic, but you can still reap benefits. In a long-term study, people who increase their physical activity after midlife, I mean, this is amazing stuff we're learning here. You increase your physical activity after midlife had an 81% lower risk of developing dementia than those who were sedentary. And the impact was greatest in those who were overweight and or obese. So it just continues to tell us that there are things we can take control over. This is the good part and the bad part. There are so many things that we can take control over that have an impact on not just our physical well-being and our mental fitness and our cognitive functions and fitness, awareness. So here in yesterday's paper, I read Flexing Your Memory, which just goes to prove everything I've just talked to you about. A guy by the name of John Bassinger was on the verge of turning 60, and he set a goal to put the term senior moments to shame. And I have talked to you about that. I want to eliminate the term senior moments for everybody. I don't want to hear that phrase from anybody. So what he did is he decided to memorize and perform all of the lines of John Milton's epic poem of Paradise Lost, which had 60,000 words. So he was going to memorize 60,000 words in John Milton's poem of Paradise Lost. I guess we could have used that while we were all in school. But here is this gentleman, John Bassinger. Now he's a retired actor, okay, and lives in Connecticut. And he started this challenge learning 7 lines at a time while walking on a treadmill. So he took 7 lines at a time walking on a treadmill. Eventually, he had all 12 books committed to memory and performed it for the public in a marathon recital. He still remembers his Paradise Lost, and he's memorized other pieces as well, including King Lear, for his performance in a production he did in Middletown, Connecticut. But he draws his inspiration from being living proof that a completely average memory is remarkable when the willingness to work like a muscle and at the right set of age beliefs. Congratulations, John Bassinger. My goodness, what have we been trying to say in the last couple of years of my broadcast? John is the proof now that an average memory is remarkable when the willingness to work like a muscle and the right set of age-related beliefs. Anyone can improve their memory. It's a skill. As I tell people, it's a verb. It's not a noun. It's not you're stuck with it and therefore it's too bad you missed the genes. It's a verb. You can work on things. There are systems and techniques you work to learn. And we're going to continue on our campaign to let people across the United States realize there is so much more we can do with what we've got up here than we've ever realized. And we just got to get to work on it. This is my Monday broadcast. See you on Wednesday. Have a good week. But by golly, April's almost over. Taxes are hopefully all done. Easter has come and gone, and we're now getting to the spring of the summertime. And hopefully there's not a lot more snow to still fall, though some areas of the country are. Have a good one. We'll see you on Wednesday.